So as you mentioned, David, a great way to kick things off there with a sub-9 performance, but get ready for several more as we begin our introductions of our final and fastest section of the championship boys 2 mile. National record here, 8:39. Edward Cheserek. Meet record, 8:43. Connor Burns. And wearing hip number 1 is going to be Cameron Todd out of Greybuff Jesuit in Indiana. He's a 9-minute 2-miler to win the Eastern Indoors in February. Wearing hip number 2 is going to be Jack Henske out of Seattle Prep in Washington, the senior. Wearing hip number 3 out of Lampeter Strasbourg in Pennsylvania is Colin Whitaker. He is the third of 3 so far who are Notre Dame commits in the fall, and they're going to be joined by a few more as we continue through this list. Wearing hip number 4, Porter Madaw out of Battle Mountain High School in Colorado. He's headed to Arizona State in the fall. Wearing hip number 5 from Brothers Track Club in Knoxville, Tennessee. This is Joe Barrett. Nice smile to the camera there. Wearing hip number 6, Tamrat Gavanos out of Phillips Academy in Andover. Wearing hip number 7, William Brunner of Vail Mountain, Colorado. Looking swish in his green kit. Wearing hip number 8, Adam Burlinson out of Lubbock, Coronado in Texas. We just saw him finish 7th in the championship mile, so this is quite a turnaround, headed to Oregon. Wearing hip number 9, Caden Edwards of American Fork Team. We've seen that team all over the scoreboards this weekend. And the big man, all eyes will be on him, Drew Griffith at Butler High School in Pennsylvania, the 4th of our 5 Notre Dame commits. He was 4th in this event last year and is our top returner. He's got an 8:38 2-mile PR this year. Wearing hip number 13 is going to be Grant Morgenfeld out of Palo Alto, California. He is a Wake Forest commit and 19th at this event in 2023. And rounding out our field is going to be Ethan Hogan at Columbia High School in Illinois, a North Carolina commit and a 4:08 miler from last year. This is a stellar field assembled here on track.
And it's worth noting, too, that this atmosphere here, we said the fastest party on the planet. We've got the music going. We've got the cold sparks. These kids are being treated like superstars, and that has got to get you hyped up, got to get you racing and ready to compete for a national title. It's been a fantastic day already with records and meet bests and high school all-time lists being rewritten, and we are going to see another strong competition for this national title in the boys 2-mile as they get underway. And they're off. It'll be interesting. We'll see if we get Griffith looking to control this thing from the start and run away from the field, or if he'll be content to put a move on the rest of the competition here.
So those pace lights set to 8:36 again, as we mentioned, and that is the time to beat. Griffith hopefully getting after that. There are so many returners from our New Balance indoors and outdoors over the last couple of years. Unfortunately, Ryan Pajak is a scratch. He was the 5th of that group going to Notre Dame in the fall, but several of these guys headed to teammate status next year.
Yeah, it seems like the Fighting Irish really put a lot of effort into the distance recruiting class this time around. And we have what looks like is that Liebert who's leading here? Come around 400 meters, get a pace check, get a sense of what they're going for here. It looks like they're sort of in that 32, 33 second range.
So there was a pace setter that was being recruited to take these guys through, and I just wonder if that is what's happened here, given that Riley is not a starter on our list. So I believe that he's been tapped to take over some of the pace-making duties, but in the race proper, that means that we do have Griffith at the lead of this race.
And that's great to see, as you know, Griffith's personal best is let's see, 12 seconds clear of the field. And so, you know, if he doesn't have a pacer out there and he wants to go for a really fast time, he's going to be doing a lot of solo work. And frankly, he might still be doing a lot of solo work in the second half of this race as he chases the rabbit here. But it is the Griffith show for now as he follows Riley, the pacer.
And I should make a note here that I think we just might have missed Jake Liebert in those introductions. My apologies to Liebert. He is the leader of our chase pack right now, and he is headed to the University of Tennessee in the fall. He hails from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, and he has a seed of 8:47.47, an incredibly respectable 2-mile seed. Now that's an outdoor time that was set at the New Balance National Outdoors in 2023, courtesy of his third place finish there. So no stranger is Liebert to this level of competition.
He had such a good time last year at Franklin Field. He came back.
And doing a great job of setting the pace there for the rest of the field. That includes Cameron Todd wearing hip number 1 as well. Again, a 9-minute 2-miler to win the Eastern Indoors. Also, some fantastic cross-country talent in this bunch. At NXN in 2023, he was 2nd and 8th at the Foot Locker Nationals. So again, some good strength. But right now, up front with our pacer, it is all Drew Griffith. And he is showing this field and this stadium why he is the very best in the country this year.
With a maybe 40-meter lead on the chasers, you know, it is a great visual representation of how head and shoulders a talent he is against, you know, the other best runners in the country. There's no lack of high quality competition here, and he is just that good as he comes around toward 1400.
And Griffith just looks so relaxed. I mean, obviously this is a fast tempo. He's in sort of the best possible position if he has to be without other competitors, you know, in the sense of his racing competitors. He has a pacer ahead of him. He has the pacing lights to his side. You get a sense of the distance back to the rest of the field, and also the effort that it is taking our very capable pacer to keep this tempo rolling, and that really indicates just how powerful, composed, strong, and fast Griffith is right now. He's at the top of his game, and our pace setter has done a fantastic job leading him through. We get through that halfway mark through that first mile, and that was a stunning opening mile there of about 4:20 through 1,618 meters. That was clockwork, 31 and 32 second laps alternating throughout the first half of this race.
So that is going to be right on his personal best national record pace, roughly 4:18 high at halfway with a 8:38 PB that he is chasing. And you see, if anything, it looks like he's picking it up a little bit. We'll see what the next split comes through at, but he seems 31.6. I believe that's the fastest lap of the day so far. So he had that pacer out there, and as soon as he dropped off, instead of letting it lag, if anything, he picked it up.
And that's exactly what you want to do. It's a bit counterintuitive, but when the rabbit drops, you know that it's immediately going to feel harder. So if anything, it's better to start pressing, because you know that if you maintain the same effort, you're going to slow. You have to increase the effort to maintain the pace. It's that difficult. And with 6 laps to go, this young man is dialed in. The shoulders are rolling a little bit, but he looks really controlled. Nice quick cadence, good stride, knees are coming up, arms are staying close to the body. He doesn't look like he's in trouble here or laboring too much. This is where it starts to hurt, though, and he has to maintain that focus and just practice getting through each 100 meters and get through it, tick the box, and get through the next. That's the only way he's going to get to the line with any kind of hope at a PR.
And Liebert has been doing yeoman's work here in the chase pack to keep as close to in contact as possible. They're now almost 100 meters back, but there is a big group forming up behind him, and he's got a lot more company than Griffith as they come around competing, you know, not just for the national title, which it seems like is pretty close to locked up by Griffith, but, you know, for those podium spots, for those All-American honors. It seems like Liebert is really determined to keep the pace fast and competitive in that chase pack. But right now, it is Griffith doing all the work all alone, coming up on his first lap athlete here. But he is having no trouble at all staying ahead of those pace lights. continuing to click off those 32-second laps.
And we've seen this a few times throughout the weekend, which has just been sensational. But you get the sense that he's closer to lapping the rest of the field than they are to making any kind of contact with him. Still ahead of those pace lights, and with only
3 laps to
laps
go.
remaining, he is absolutely in a class of his own. Again, we know that this pace is you're starting to feel this pace, and he just has to maintain that focus. The rest of the field are the very best in the country. Again, 4 of them heading to college with him in the fall to be his cross country and track teammates. And so these guys are, absolute studs in their own right. And yet our leader right now has all of them in his sights. The pace lights are nipping at his heels. They have slowly caught up with him. He's going to get some reinvigoration here as he goes into the final quarter mile of this 2-mile solo effort.
Yeah, it's clear, the race is getting to him now, but as the crowd roars him along, urging him to keep his cadence up and go into his kick, he's got 300 meters left, and we'll see what kind of gears he has left in the toolbox as he comes around. It's second to last time.
It's clear that it's starting to get to him, but this is where you finally get that push from the crowd, from the clock. He'll hear the bell now, and with 8:04 on the clock, it is all Drew Griffith. He knows what's on the line, and he is going for it, going to the arms, increasing that stride length, yearning for every ounce of energy to propel him towards a new national lead and lifetime best. It's going to happen. Look at his speed. Drew Griffith headed to Notre Dame, finishing up a fabulous indoor career here.
And as he crosses the line, it's going to be a new national record. We will see 8:34.91 coming up officially, breaking his own mark, 8:38 by quite a margin. An incredible performance, big negative split in that second half, and it's clear that all that solo running was well rewarded as he gets his records are meant to be broken tape, and congratulates his competitors. What a performance from Drew Griffith.
What a performance indeed, and talk about consistency. 32, 32, 32, 32. The only time he broke that was a couple of 31s, and then this lap, a 30.22 final close, having done all of the work in the second mile, absolutely solo. You love to see it. Form never wavered. The strain is on his face. It does not matter. 8:34.91, and Drew Griffith has solidified his names in the record books. What a way to go out here at the New Balance National Indoor Championships.
And I have to say, he's destined for even bigger and better things on the collegiate level, because when I look at him run, the first thing that I think is the 2-mile might be too short for him. He's so smooth, so efficient with his stride. I see a 10K runner in the making, that's for sure.
Well, let's let him enjoy this first and taking a well-deserved victory lap. What a special way to do this, too. Again, so many of these athletes competed throughout the weekend already at the fabulous Reggie Lewis Center, but there is nothing like coming home to the track at New Balance and enjoying the energy, electricity, and environment. As we see compiled results there, 8:34.91, a new national record for Drew Griffith. Morgenfeld held on beautifully for an 8:51.17, a tight battle there against Cameron Todd. 8:55 for Barrett, 8:57 for Evans, as well for Liebert. 8:58 for Gableman rounds out our top 7, all under the 9-minute mark.